So we can wait for people to pop in just a little bit. But thank you. I think this is the first interview where I was ever early. Usually, like one of us or the guest or myself, one of us are late. But this is the first time it's actually been early. So that is awesome.
Punctual person.
Ah, nice. There we go.
Not saying that I am not late at times,
Yeah,
but I gravitate towards punctuality.
I try to also. I try to also. It's just sometimes like I remember one time with Narc. We were like 10 minutes early, and then I was so slow to get the whole setup that I ended up being like we were like 30 minutes late getting the interview started, but which was my fault. I did not know how to work all the things yet, but now it's good. Now it's good. Okay.
That's strange.
Is it not popped up yet?
Uh, I can see your stream,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't host you yet. It's still
Oh, okay.
it, it's a lag thing.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, because it's it's funny.
Mhm.
Like I can see your stream running,
Yeah.
but it's not showing up in the list of channels that are online.
Mm. Yeah, and I got the notification that
Yeah, I
from
saw your notification for
yeah
your stream,
yeah.
but it's not.
Hmm.
And since it's not registering that you're online, I can't host you yet.
That's really weird. That's we're in this weird pocket dimension or something.
It
And I
happens.
think I think there's people even in chat. I think either that or they're still
Already?
already. We got some people here. It looks
What?
like. Yeah,
That's crazy.
that is cray.
Okay, now you're showing up in there. So I should be able to host you now.
There we go. All right.
Or not.
And the dashboard just came on again. So that's interesting.
What if I do it this way? I mean, I know Twitch has been doing some stuff lately with notifications and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm hosting you directly from my channel,
Thank you.
chat channel, and that's working. But
Perfect.
I don't know if you'll get a notification.
I just did. That song,
Okay,
that little Liu Kang song that you heard, his friendship, that's
okay.
my host alert.
All I heard was a little chime. That's all I heard.
Yeah. Well, on for whatever reason on the Discord call, I can't see the notifications, which is fine.
Okay.
But it's through. All right. So I guess we can get started. So first, let me ask. How do you? We call you New, but how do you pronounce your screen name?
You can't.
You can't.
Nope. It's not pronounceable because it's not a word.
Okay. All right. Cool. So we'll get into that. So I'm gonna call you New. Welcome to the
It's
the.
just it's just easier if people call me new.
Hmm,
I've heard people try to pronounce it, and probably the best way to pronounce it is Neweoj.
Neweoj.
Uh-huh. But it technically it's not a word. And you'll understand once you learn what it is, you'll
Yes.
understand why it's not a word.
Okay, so we that is definitely I think that's like the third question or fourth question on my list.
Sure.
But I will say welcome to Stream Interviews. My special guest today is New. He is with us, New EOJ. Welcome. Happy to have you. Happy to have you. All right, so let's get into it. What got you into gaming?
Video games?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm an old person. I've known games since way back since Pong.
Okay.
Um, so I remember playing that. I belong to a very strict traditional household,
Okay.
so we didn't have video games really growing up. I technically would play video games at my friend's place, kind
Ah.
of things, but it would be like, very old school games. We're talking about like the days of Atari,
Hmm.
ColecoVision, Intellivision, those old 8-bit graphics kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think everyone gets fascinated by video games, just diving into those type of games and having an escape to go do something along the way. Uh,
Absolutely.
but how did I get into there's I can't say there's any particular thing getting into video games. First Atari game was probably Pac-Man and Warlords.
Warlords.
Warlords was when you had the paddles for the Atari games
Yeah.
where you had that
This.
the twist
Yeah. Yep.
paddles and stuff like that. It was a four-person game basically. It was kind of like Breakout, and you had your little king in your throne, and there was walls around it,
Yeah.
and everybody was in a corner, and you had a little warrior, which was a paddle, and you would use that paddle to defend from other balls coming along, and everyone's goal is to break through the walls and kill the king,
I think
the other
okay.
person's king.
4 player, right? So you were on each side of the screen, up, down, right, left.
Each person was in a corner.
God, I okay. I have played that. I have played that.
Yeah, yeah, that was probably for console games. So that would probably be when I
Okay.
dove into that. I remember playing the original ET game from
Oh God,
Atari.
I actually own that.
Yeah, and not having a clue how to play the
No.
game until I got much older and then went back to the game and played it. I'm like, oh, that's how you play the game,
Did you
kind
beat
of.
it?
Yeah. Mhm.
Really? I
Yep, it's
gotta.
beatable once you. Well, it's beatable once you understand how to play the game. But for most people, they just fall down the pit and it's like, well, how the heck do I get out? Kind of
You
thing,
have
and they're
to
just
lift the head up and then kind of
yeah. You have to
float.
lift the head up and he finally floats up, and you have to stay away from the FBI agents and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I mean, it actually has a story and it has everything, but
Wow.
understanding the mechanics of the game is not intuitive.
Not at all. Not I or the one game adventure where you're like that little circle with like
Oh, the
the
dragons
arrow.
and all that,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, the castle. Yeah, I remember that. That's not intuitive either.
Yeah. Not at all. Slender Monk, how are you doing? And Slender Monk says hi, new. He's gonna
Howdy.
be let's see, you bastard. I'm dropping a lurk. He's gonna be lurking, but he wanted to let you know hello. All
That's
right,
fine.
so there we go. Oh, by the way, did you ever play Kaboom? Since you had the paddles, did you ever play Kaboom for Atari?
I saw the game. I technically never had the game or had access to the game, but I
Yeah.
was aware of the game. Um, but yeah, I mean, technically, the first video game I ever played was actually Pong.
Ah. Yeah, Pong with the paddles. I remember we had Pong, Kaboom, Circus Circus, and
Yeah,
Warlords, the one you just described. I do remember
yeah,
that.
yeah. And then consoles, not consoles. I mean, arcade. What back in the day when there actually were arcades and
Yes.
there were arcade stand-up units. I think I played a variety of different ones, but the one I think I played a lot when I was a kid was Gauntlet.
Ooh. Ooh,
Was the
okay.
four-player Gauntlet
Yeah.
that was my mom used to be on this bowling league, and we would go. It's a summer league, and we would always go. And mom wasn't going to get a babysitter, so we just basically went and just chilled out.
Yeah.
And we were able to go to the arcade and play pinball. And the one I fixated on was definitely Gauntlet.
Oh, that game was beautiful. I love that game. Nap Time Assassin, hello. Welcome to the stream.
Hi, nap time.
Yeah, Nap Time calls you straight up OG. Yeah, that
I'll send the check in the mail. Got it.
okay.
Right.
Yeah, it's coming to you, Nap. How's it going? All right. So you kind of answered that. So what got you into gaming, and then the first game you played. All right. So my next question is, how long have you been streaming on Twitch?
Oh. March 22nd, 2019.
Okay. Okay. So you've been at it for a while.
Yeah, but I didn't take it seriously. It was just simply kind of a hobby thing. And the only reason why I did it was because a friend of mine um, wanted wanted to see a game
Yeah.
played, but didn't want to play it. So they asked me to play the game,
All right.
but we didn't live close to each other. So it's like, well, let's try this kind of thing. Because I was using Twitch for watching streamers
Yes. Yeah.
before I actually started streaming myself. So I had an account. I was like, well, let's try this. So the first few months of me streaming is just me playing and someone watching, a friend of mine watching
So,
it.
was this game that you were playing for your friend? Was this the first game that you streamed for Twitch?
Yes,
What game was that?
Last of Us.
Last of Us One. Okay, so there you go. Nap Time was asking that. And that was
Okay.
actually, that was my next question as well. What game was the first game you streamed? Interesting. So you're playing for a party of one, and your friend,
Party of one.
yeah, your
Hi,
friend.
Brown Coat.
Were
Brown
they?
Coat is the
Oh,
Brown Coat is the friend.
oh, Brown. Speak of the devil, Brown Coat. Hello, welcome. You are the person that got the person here for me to interview. So congratulations. Thank you for bringing him to us, Brown Coat. And then the question for you, Brown Coat, is: did you buy the game? Were you impressed enough with The Last of Us to buy the game? Did New do a good job selling the game to you?
Brown Coat bought it.
Brown Coat
I
bought
don't.
it.
Yeah, I think Brown Coat did buy it. I don't know if they ever finished playing it, but they bought it.
And Naughty Dog needs to send New a check in the mail for
Yeah,
selling
sure,
their games.
right. Yeah,
Got to shill
but
that.
but streaming was just for that. That was the original start, and then it was just kind of um, just a hobby, just for giggles. I
Yeah.
had no expectations for anything for it. It was just a tool to just hang out with a friend kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I would pick up followers
Yeah.
very briefly, but I would say for majority of 2019, it was just static about 20 to 30 followers
Mm. Okay.
all the way through.
That's
And
not bad though.
then I was having some issues with internet and computers, and so I basically took a whole month off.
Okay.
But I was also in the process of building a computer.
Eh,
And so I was building a computer specifically, for just games.
Okay.
I hadn't intended it to use it for stream, and then COVID hit.
Ooh, yeah, not good timing there.
No, well, yes and no. Bad for a lot of different things, but good in the sense that everyone's stuck home using the internet kind of situation. And when I came back on to streaming, I every stream I was having, even though it was meant to just be a hobby, I kept getting a follower every single stream, one at a
There we
time.
go.
And I was like, what's going on here? And so uh, it actually gave me pause to say, hey, maybe I can try to do this. And so I started talking to a few friends and who are streamers and stuff like that, and they encouraged me. And after networking here and talking to people here, I finally got affiliate about what 5 6 weeks ago.
Ooh, congratulations on that.
So thank you.
Nap
So
Time was saying that you used the lemons that you were given to make some lemonade.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
absolutely.
that was I would not say it was a typical route for people who try to stream, but then what route is typical when it comes to Twitch streaming?
Yeah, you can't really plan it. It just kind of
Yeah.
happens. I 100% agree. All right. So my next question, the one we were kind of talking about at the very beginning. What is the origin of your screen name, sir?
My screen name is my username that I've been using since way back in college.
Okay.
Um, and most people can figure out once they realize my name is Joseph when.
Okay.
And based, and the reason why I say is there's Joseph is a common name,
Yeah.
and globally, when is pretty common. It's not like the common name like Smith and Lee, but it's still a pretty common name.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of Joseph Wens out there, and I was trying to find a username just for my email.
Hmm.
And so I was like, well, I'm a little backwards, so I flipped it. So Neweoj is basically Joe Wen
Oh,
backwards.
ooh, clever, clever. I like that.
So no one has that username. So if you ever see that username, Gmail, wherever, Instagram, any type of social, it's me. And no
Wow.
one's ever tried to claim it, kind of thing.
No.
So
And it's funny because I gave you a shout out and I'm looking at your name and I do see it backwards. That
yeah,
is
once you
wow.
know, once you know, yeah.
I, I I guess I'll call you new, but
Yeah,
like
everyone calls me New. You can call me New, you can call me Joseph. That's fine. I'm okay with that. It was just easier
okay.
to say New because I would see people try to pronounce it. I'm like, don't pronounce it. You don't need to pronounce
That is, I love that. I love the. It's one of my favorite questions, the origin of the screen names, because you find out how things work and how clever some things are, and that's next to Dave Rage. That's probably my favorite story on the screen name.
it. Yeah.
Nap time. Did you know this secret? You didn't tell me this. It's good. Is that a Moscow Mule you're drinking?
It's a tankard I got at a convention.
Okay. I was gonna say I use a copper mug for the Moscow Mules. Some
Well, I mean,
secrets.
it is double walled,
Okay.
so it keeps things cold and keeps things hot.
Yeah.
Pretty good kind of thing. And I love it.
Nice. Naptime Assassin said some secrets are best left undiscovered.
Yeah.
But we know now. The secret's out, and I'm clipping this. This is actually going to go
Yeah,
on my
that's
Instagram.
fine. That's fine. It's been my username for the past, oh gosh, 20 years.
Well, God,
Some
I have, it,
20, 25 years.
dude. I have an AOL screen name that I still use,
Oh
and
yeah.
I've had it since '98, and it's still my
Back in
email
the
address.
day.
Yeah,
Back in the day.
Doc Brown and Marty could take a time machine, go back in time,
Yeah.
email me, and it'd still go to me. Like,
Yeah.
or to his friends Neweoj. Just kidding. Okay, so Ren says Neweoj, but no on the Neweoj.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't see
no.
that working. Yeah, I don't see that working.
Ooh, nap time with the 2004 email address. Ugh, old. Just kidding. Um, all right. Are there any games that are you're looking forward to streaming? It could be old games that you've always wanted to stream, or new and up and coming games that haven't come out yet.
It would be up and coming games.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I definitely want to stream uh, Horizon Forbidden West, which is the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn,
Yes.
and the sequel to Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So it's a safe
So,
bet that you're getting a PS5.
no, not necessarily,
Oh,
because the Spider-Man Morales is supposed to come out on the PS4,
oh, I didn't know that.
and the Forbidden West won't come out till 2021, so I'll have some time to get it. But I didn't pre-order it. There wasn't enough exclusive games
Yes.
on the opening of the PS5 to be worth getting, and considering how much people had issues trying to pre-order it, I'm
Mm-hmm.
fine not trying to chase after it. I'll wait until it's, you know, more
Smart.
affordable. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good because I've had people ask me to go, oh, I bet you pre-ordered the PS5 or the Xbox Two, and I was like, no, because it's hard to do. You're gonna have to battle
Yeah.
lines, and then the first batch is usually like kind of buggy, so the guinea pigs get it first, and then it
Yeah.
breaks, and then we get the good stuff for waiting. Rem asked if you are interested in Cyberpunk.
I am.
Yeah.
I am. Uh, I I don't know when I'll play it. I wouldn't mind playing it, but I'm not going out of my way to, fight tooth and nail to play it on the day of when it comes out.
Yeah.
And it's Keanu Reeves. How do you not like Keanu Reeves?
Exactly. Exactly. It's breathtaking. Let's see. Are there any other questions? Rem was asking if there's any other games that you're looking forward to. But I think you already
Besides
answered
what I,
that. You already answered that,
yeah.
yeah.
Besides the Spider-Man, and yes, that's definitely Spider-Man and Horizon Zero are probably
Nice.
the two that I'm most looking forward to playing.
Alrighty. My next question would be, since you have a very unique story about how you became an affiliate. If someone were to come up to you and ask you what your strategy or advice was to become an affiliate, what would you say to them?
Make friends, network. It's advice that would be usable in real life for jobs and other stuff. But when it comes to Twitch, you are trying to build a community. So without having the ability to make contacts and network, you can't really make a community. You just become a talking box.
Yeah.
And that's what I was kind of noticing because I had been using Twitch since like 2018 and seeing the different communities and watching the different communities. And when I started doing streaming, considering it for affiliate, I was like, well, what does this stream do? What does this stream do? What does that community do? What does this community do? And then started like picking bits and pieces like, oh, I like this streamer. I want to use that for my stream and that one. So I'm plagiarizing if you want to put it, from all these different streams and stuff like that, and then kind of creating my own,
I
you
I,
know,
I choose inspired by, not stealing. You're smart. No, that's actually that
giving homage to.
exactly. I do that all the time. There's a lot of people that inspire me where I'm like I would love to do that. I like the way that works.
Yep.
That's very smart. That's very smart.
Yep.
Naptime says you're learning from them. You're not stealing. You're learning from them.
Yes, I'm learning from them. I am
Yeah.
learning from them, and I have no problem asking for help or asking for questions and trying to figure things out. I mean, I'll try to do things on my own, but if I get to a point where like, I don't know, I need someone else who knows more, I have no problem asking for help.
That's smart. That's smart. That's what anyone should do. If you at least want to hit affiliate, that is the best answer right there. Actually,
Yeah.
Browncoat wants me to ask you about your hats and your promo pics. He says they're amazing.
My hats? Oh, so in my stream, and I borrowed this from another streamer. One of their channel point redemption things was hats. Now he just does baseball caps, just different baseball caps. But I have a collection of actual unique different hats.
Ah,
So no, I have a top hat.
fancy.
I have a cowboy hat. I
Okay.
have a uh, Avengers baseball cap.
Interesting.
I have I have a penguin hat.
Oh, that's
You know,
cool. I like that. I like
yeah.
that.
And I have a few other hats, but I figured I'd make it a thing. And already someone who's one of my followers says, "Can I knit you a hat?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
That's
Anything specifically? It's like, "Yeah, I would like to have a Jane hat from Firefly." And I was like,
oh
"I'll promise to
wow.
wear it, if you make it for me," kind of thing. So I'm like, "Okay." So somewhere down the road, that's going to happen. I don't know exactly where, but I'm game. I don't know
That's
if I
really
would
cool.
wear every single hat people send me.
Yeah, yeah. I could.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that just protect certain things kind of situation. Uh, but someone asked me, would I wear a Chiquita hat? I'm like, yeah, if I don't have to spend the money to buy it, I'll do that.
That's actually a really cool way to connect with your audience, though. They make you hats, or they send you hats, and then
Yeah,
yeah, that's great.
I'm up for it.
Rim wants to know if you would ever wear a bow tie with the top hat.
I have bow ties.
There you go. That could be an extra like 500 points. You could combo that.
Yeah, I have bow ties. I have shirt and ties.
That's awesome.
I have a white bow tie. I have a brown bow tie, and I have a black bow tie.
Black would be better. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And then what was the other thing they wanted me to ask you about? Your promo picks. What are the promo picks?
Promo picks?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I understand what the promo picks.
Yeah, ask him about his hats and his promo picks. They're amazing.
Like I have an Instagram account, and I use the Instagram account as my shout out to let people know that I'm streaming. So besides using the Twitch notifications, I'll use the Instagram, and every time I go on stream, I'll create a picture
Ah.
that kind of relates to what I'm going to be streaming. So
Like what you did with us.
N- with what
With our interview, the blue picture that you sent me.
no, I actually make take a picture. I actually take a picture of myself. I'll be in costume. I've dressed up in a full hat and tie and suit.
Wow,
I dressed up as a cowboy, and I
interesting.
do a lot of things. I am a certifiable geek of all trades. And
Nice.
so I do conventions. I know comic books, but I also have dabbled in cosplay. So I have costumes and stuff like that where I can
Hmm.
actually kind of dress up and stuff like that, and put things together and stuff. So if that's what if I think that's what Brown Coat might be talking about.
You
Yeah, the ones on
actually
Instagram. Yeah, the
you
ones on
have
Instagram.
unlocked a new batch of questions with that answer. Actually,
Oh, achievement
um,
unlocked. Go ahead.
yes. Let's see. Rem wants. He says, "Has this already been asked? What is his favorite platform, or did he just have to do one? What is it? Sorry, I haven't seen him for a while. Just followed for the future."
Oh,
So,
okay.
do you have
Yeah.
a
Thank you for
favorite
the follow. I
platform?
appreciate it.
Oh no, are we dipping?
My.
Okay, okay, we're
I'm
good.
sorry.
No, no,
Okay.
my bits kind of went down. Oh, you're good.
Oh,
You're good.
uh, okay. My favorite platform is PlayStation
Okay. Uh,
because I've always had the PlayStation. I have the PlayStation when it was when they start doing Blu-rays. So to have a game console and a Blu-ray player was just like, okay,
mind blowing.
yeah, that was it. And when I first started streaming, when I was streaming Last of Us, I was just streaming directly from the PlayStation console.
Hmm. Yeah.
So all it was that, and and streaming from that. The console that I bought when I bought it was had a an earbud and a microphone already in the thing.
I
So I was
yeah.
like, I'm ready to go. Plug and play. Let's do this
Yeah.
kind of thing. So PlayStation will always be it. Once built my computer, my PC, now I kind of dabble a little bit in the PlayStation and a little bit into the PC kind of realm, back and forth between those two. I'm not against other consoles, but that's just what I have.
Okay. Well, I mean, it sounds like you have a soft spot just because of the accessibility, and it was like the
Yeah.
first thing you streamed off of. So I get that. It's understandable.
Yep. Yep.
So do you have any future goals for the channel? For Twitch channel, are you trying to get to partner? Are you trying to go to like TwitchCon?
What is that word? That's what I'm no no. When I started streaming, I didn't even think about affiliate.
Yeah.
So I wasn't even remote. And then when the numbers started moving towards, I'm like, oh, I can actually do this. So I'm in no way considering thinking about partner. If I get there, great, but that's not necessarily my goal in regards. This is just a hobby. It's for fun. If it progresses to something that I can make money and live on and do that stuff, great, but that's not the goal. The goal is to meet people, have fun, play games, chill out along the way.
That's awesome.
That's how I see it.
That is
Yeah.
a very Naptime Assassin had the same kind of mindset for her Twitch channel.
And that's why we both get along very well.
That's that. I was literally gonna. Yeah, yeah, exactly. What you could do though is you could wear your cowboy hat and you could say "Howdy, partner" on Twitch and be a Twitch
I
partner.
I I, I could.
Yeah, be a Twitch partner. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh,
Sorry.
oh, okay, okay.
Cowboy hat.
That hit me back here. Yep, yep.
Okay, so we kind of touched on this. I mean, if you want to name names, we could name names. I definitely have a list of mine. But are there? So we talked about streamers who inspired us or make us do better in our channels. Are there any that inspired you that you'd like to talk about, or no?
Um, yeah, I've learned bits and pieces from a lot of different streamers. I can't say I would want to rattle every single off
Yeah.
because I wouldn't necessarily remember every single bit piece. I would say anybody, you know how like in your Twitch channel, like way down in the panels on the bottom,
Yeah.
you can like highlight different streamers to go
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
watch
yeah.
and would have like the auto chat kind of stuff like that. Those I think probably that would probably those people down there on it. So if you go visit my channel, that would be it. But it would probably be uh, J Games, Nap Time,
Oh,
uh, Cersei is in that list. Um, Atari Stars,
huh. Okay.
and then I have to do one because he's my brother. So there's that's the fifth one.
Obligatory. Yeah. Nepotism confirmed.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But
Rim, he.
each
So sorry.
yeah, each of those people have affected me in different ways, whether it's related to streaming or not, along those ways.
Yeah.
But it's been a fun ride.
It's awesome. And there's a ways to
Yeah,
go, too. There's a ways to go. The list can always get bigger.
yeah, yeah.
Rim was asking. Rim, he did answer. He said PlayStation 3. No, PS4.
I have PS4. I have PS4.
PS4
I've
was the thing he mentioned about his favorite console.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've had a PlayStation. I've had every generation of a PlayStation before.
Mm-hmm.
I did have an old NES, Atari 2600. I did have. I borrowed an Xbox for a year.
Oh shit.
Uh, I had a Nintendo. What's before? What's the console before the Switch?
The Wii U.
Yeah, I had a Wii U, uh, but they've come and gone kind of situation. I think I might still have the original NES somewhere,
Ooh.
but I don't know if I have any games with it. It's just sitting there, and I actually don't know if it would work when I plugged it in,
Oh,
kind of thing.
those things could survive a nuclear bomb. Those things are
Yeah.
good. Those things are built to last.
I think. Oh, you didn't mention like what's something in the future I would love to have.
Hmm.
Definitely, if I make enough money, I would like to put it back into the stream and definitely get like an Elgato or Stream Deck or something like that.
Yeah.
That way, I can take those consoles that don't have the proper ports, like an old NES, and plug it in and play those old games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thing, not the remastered versions, the original games,
Oh
and
man.
play them kind of stuff like that.
You know
That'd
what
be
you
fun
should
to run.
do? I've seen it a couple times where they do the vintage plays. They actually have a shot of the camera on the controller, like the old controller, to show people
Yeah,
that they're
yeah,
playing the
yeah.
old games. Oh man, I'd have to watch you play Kaboom. That'd be hilarious. Um,
That'd be
that's
first playthrough.
that would be awesome. I would love to watch that.
That'd be first playthrough.
What is your favorite game? Do you have like a favorite franchise or a favorite individual game? If it's harder to break it down, you could do like top three, whatever's easier.
I tend to gravitate towards story-based games and probably third person.
Okay.
So the games I gravitate, like I love the Uncharted series. Uh, that would probably be that Last of Us series, Horizon Zero, Tomb Raider, all the Assassin's Creed,
Mm-hmm.
the Batman Arkham series. So you can see if you look at all those
There's a
games, they're kind
pattern,
of all there's a pattern there. But
definitely.
I mean, I've definitely played other games. I think the games I don't play very much are like first person shooters. I'll play them, and I've had my time playing with them, but it's not my gut reaction to uh, want them and play them in that regards.
So you like the third person kind of parkour crafting
Stealth,
elements? Yeah.
yeah, kind of stealth. I mean, there are exceptions. Like Spider-Man is third person. There's not that much stealth in it, but Spider-Man has a special place because that was my superhero growing up. So
Oh, so I guess we can kind of go to this question, just kind of it's off the script, but your favorite superheroes? So I guess Spider-Man's number one.
yeah, Spider-Man was number one because I associated me to him being the nerd, loving photography,
Oh,
going to school, and doing that stuff. Like, somebody bite me. Where's the spider? You know, bite me already.
Give me the powers. I already got all
Yeah,
the other stuff
exactly.
down.
You know, and I'm originally from New York,
Oh shit. Okay.
so Spider-Man is New York. So you know, that was the
Wow.
hero I associated most with.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. So
And
when I play the game,
yeah,
when the Marvel put out the Spider-Man game, and I was playing, I'm like, oh, I know where that is. I know where it is.
I was
Like,
literally about to ask you that.
yeah, I don't need the map. Like, I didn't like some of the parts of the game. I didn't need to look at the map. I was like, oh, I just need to go 2 blocks this way and a block this way, and I know where I need to be without needing the map because it they did a really good job matching that game to the
Wow.
actual Manhattan, borough.
I was gonna ask you that. I'm like, was it accurate? It sounds like it was pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, there's fictional places
Yeah,
there,
the Baxter Building.
but yeah, Baxter Building, Hell's Kitchen kind of situation. But they did a really good job, copying all that kind of stuff from it.
I also heard the comics were pretty much like that too. Like you'd be reading it, it's like, oh my god, I've been there. Like where he's fighting
Yeah,
the Green Goblin, I was there.
yeah, they usually keep that accurate. I mean, the Marvel original comic headquarters was in New York.
Yeah,
It's still there technically, but they tell writers and artists draw and write what you know kind of thing. So it would be those people living in New York, all those kind of
dang.
things. Kind of the reason why a lot of the superheroes start in New York City for some
They
reason.
all do. Fantastic Four, the Avengers, Punisher, Spider Man. Yeah, New York is got all of them. Um, do you have like a top three? So if Spider Man was one, could you rank any under him that you like?
Or
Yeah,
superheroes? Oh, wow.
Skrilling you.
Spider-Man has always been number one. I've always had a fascination with Professor X.
Mind reading.
And Batman? Yeah, probably Batman.
Yeah. Okay. What about supervillains? Do you have Batman? Do you have do you have like a favorite supervillain or supervillains? Could you break that down or no?
Comic books' favorite supervillains. Hmm. Well, since I mean, it would make sense only because it's Spider-Man, but Doctor Octopus
Ooh, okay.
was always a fascination, and the Mandarin.
Oh wow, okay. That's a not a common answer. Okay.
When you're going up, and there isn't a lot of people of your ethnicity
Yeah.
being shown in media in any forms or fashions,
You
you
just
tend to
take it.
gravitate what is there that you can get to.
Okay.
And so the Mandarin was probably another one. And yeah, I'd probably have to sit down and think about who the other villains I'd like. Joker was always fun.
Yeah, he's tops.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's really
Joker was
good.
always fun.
Um so did you like when Doctor Octopus and Spider-Man kind of became the same person?
Oh, spoiler alert! If you haven't read it in the comic books, that happens. I I bought Amazing Spider-Man 600, which was the issue to transition out Peter Parker.
Yep.
At the time, it was assumed that Peter Parker was not coming back. Spoiler alert. Uh, and then Superior Spider-Man came up. It was it was a hard pill to swallow to lose Peter Parker
Yeah.
and to go through it. So did I like it? I wasn't raging, but I was just hurting kind of
Ah.
along the way. But at the same time, I was like, is it? Is it? Because if you've ever seen the history of Spider-Man, Clone Wars, all the clones is just kind of messed up everything. So
Yeah.
you could always argue to bring somebody back easily if you just argue, oh, well, he's a clone.
Yep.
Kind of thing. So
The way they aged, I think he dissolved, right? Like he got really old and then he kind of just disintegrated, right?
yeah, like
Yeah.
when the way he died would have been very difficult. Like, how do you bring him back?
Yeah.
How do you, because basically, the transference happened, and then his body was just gone.
Yeah.
And how they brought him back, I'm like, oh, he's in the subconscious kind of thing. It's kind of like how they did in the MCU with Jarvis, where
Hmm.
he's the compute that computer program is hidden somewhere in the subconscious of things. So it's not an original concept,
No,
but
not at all.
it works that way. Yeah.
And then I do love, actually, Browncoat says your Professor X cosplay was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. I dressed up as Professor X. I shaved my head.
Wow, that I mean I'm losing my stuff naturally, but to do that for a role, that is some dedication, sir.
Yeah, I shaved my head. I got a wheelchair. I got all the
Wow.
clothes. It was a group cosplay with a whole bunch of other cosplayers. And the nice thing about Professor X in a group cosplay, I'm always center middle.
You're the leader. And yeah, yeah. And you're sitting like I like
Yeah,
it.
I'm sitting here just chilling out,
Yeah.
relaxing. I don't have to worry
TwitchCon,
about
it's
standing.
cool.
There's not really that much to posing.
Scott Summers, guy who plays Cyclops, has to push you the whole time. Let's get.
Yeah, some of my friends did push me just for
Oh,
the sake of
damn
it.
it!
I'm like, it was fun.
I need to take that role. Let's see. Do you have any favorite game characters? So like comic book characters, like video game protagonists or antagonists. Do you have any that stand out?
Video game
Mm-hmm.
characters will be, I guess, in the past, it would probably be Nathan Drake.
X-Men, right?
No, Nathan Drake is Uncharted.
Oh, Uncharted. Sorry,
Yeah.
brain just kind of.
Uh, you said video games, right? You
Yeah,
said
yeah,
video
yeah.
game
My
character.
brain was. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Nathan Drake would be one from Uncharted series. Ezio from the
Ooh,
Assassin's Creed
nice choice.
series. I think more recently, in The Last of Us 2, Jesse.
I haven't seen that one yet. I haven't seen that
Yeah,
character yet.
he's the Asian guy. That's all.
Oh,
That's all you.
gravitating.
That doesn't. No other explanation other than that.
I love this question because it kind of, you're going to be a really good person to ask this question to. If you could remake or remaster or port any three games, which ones would they be? Yeah,
Wow.
they're grilling you again.
To current standards?
Well, just like we kind of touched on it. You said that you'd rather hook in the original systems, but
Yeah.
typically, like, just if you could get them ported with like achievements, maybe same graphics or updated graphics, but which three would you like to bring to the new age so people could play it without having to dig out an old system?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I never beat the game, and I loved it because of the mythology, but it was a pain in the ass to try to play the game. Nintendo game, Kid Icarus.
Oh, wow, yeah, yeah. That is a hard one. That is a hard one. I
There really is there's no save point, and it's unlike where like your Mario, if you fall, as long as you catch a platform, you're good. Even if you leave the screen, the camera follows Mario down. Kid Icarus, the camera does not follow you down. If you leave the screen, you're dead. That's it. Goodbye.
yeah.
So Kid Icarus would be fun to attempt. I still don't know. That's brutal. Like if people play video games now, like are complaining about hard games like Dark Souls,
Yeah,
kind of stuff like that. Kid Icarus, no.
yeah, yeah. And the enemies keep respawning in that one, if I remember right.
Yeah, the enemies keep respawning. There's no real save point. There's no real checkpoint.
And I think there's a stage right where it like you'll be here and like the stage just keeps going up and then you
Yeah,
have
it's
to
all
just kind of
vertical.
keep up with it.
It,
Yeah.
it's all vertical. It's moving, and if you fall off screen, you're dead. That's it. Doesn't matter how far you go. That's it. You're dead. I'm like, it was definitely one of those games that is just frustrating to play. But that was the sign of the times. You know, those are the
Oh
games
yeah.
along the way.
So you answered okay. So that's your first answer, but it's funny. I was literally going to ask you what the hardest game you've ever played was right after this one. So, but you have two games left that you can bring back.
Wow, there's so many.
Yeah. See, you're a good pick because you were all the way at the very beginning, so you
Yeah,
have
I
a
was back
wide
from the original
catalog.
video. Yeah, the original video games.
Hmm.
Uh, wow. I'd have to actually have to sit down and think about it.
Ooh, okay. Stumped.
Kid Icarus definitely is on my list because like there are some games that I would love them to remaster and they've done it.
Yeah.
So I don't need to ask them to do it. They've done it. So like one is like Final Fantasy VIII with Squall
Second
and the
person who
Gunblade.
said that. You're the second person
Yeah,
who's wanted that game.
I would love that remastered. Well, they did it. You know, they remastered it and it's out.
Okay,
So
okay, yeah, that is
I
true. That
don't
is true.
need to ask for that kind of stuff. So there's certain games like I can't. I wouldn't want it to remaster because they've already done it kind of situation. So I'm trying to think of games that I played that would be fun that I'd want to play again that hasn't evolved or been remastered already. Because like I remember like one of the first simulation games I played was Civilization, the original
Ooh,
Civilization,
Civ.
and the map grid was square grid. Now it's like a hex, but it's evolved from that. I wouldn't want to do that. It'd be fun to play the original one, but
Oh shit. Are you there?
yeah, I can't see myself wanting to. Can you
Okay,
hear
we're
me?
back. We're back. Okay, good. Because we took a dip for a sec.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Oh,
we're
on
good.
bitrate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it stopped for a
Oh,
sec.
yeah. So it'd be just kind of hard to. Oh, I know. There was an old PC game. Actually, now I can think of. Well, no, they did a reboot for that game. No, can't do that one. One game, if I don't know if they made a reboot for, but it was a PC game, and if my memory is right, it was called Syndicate.
Syndicate.
It's an old PC game, like maybe in the 90s.
I.
Basically,
Hmm.
it was the future, and you were part of a corporation, and you had men or spies that could be upgraded with cyborg implants and stuff like that, and they were sent on tasks and missions, kind of thing. And there was real time kind of situation, and you would run around the city trying to accomplish goals
Was it
along the way.
like the Fallout one kind of overhead view kind of thing?
It was isometric,
Okay. Ooh.
and you could have the different you could have a squad of like four, and all four of them could go in four different directions doing different commands. So you had to move back between either different ones, or you could do squad and they would link up, and you could use them as one whole unit traveling. But they had like laser guns and rocket launchers and energy shields and all these kind of stuff like that. I think I'd have to look it up to be sure, but I believe it was called Syndicate.
Ah. Rim says that's an amazing game. He agrees with you.
Syndicate?
Yeah.
Okay, so that you're familiar with it. Yeah, yeah, it's that was something I played a lot. I remember uh, with the games, and then another game I used to play a lot, but I believe they had multiple generations of it, which was Star Control.
Star Control?
It's a space game. You start as a race, and you occupy a planet, and it's a galaxy of different planets, and you're basically trying to win. And you could win different ways. You could win with military might. You could win with diplomacy. You could win, uh,
Interesting. Huh.
just there was like a vote for a council, but there was always an outside threat. There was an alien outside threat that would come in and try to mess with everybody, and everyone would have to join forces, take out the outside threat, the alien outside threat, and then compete again with each other again. But I think they made like a Star Control 2, a Star Control 3, and I think there was other reboots and stuff like that. So
Huh.
that was probably another game I liked. playing when I was younger.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're naming off a lot of '90s PC games that I'm trying to like dig into my brain. I'm like, I
Yeah, I
remember.
would say a good chunk, because, like I said, growing up, I didn't really have access to many video games, far between, and then went off to college. When I went off to the college, which was in the 90s, that's where I dove deep into video games of all kinds. And that was back in the day when you had bulletin boards, system operators, those kind of things along the way in playing games. And I remember on my bulletin board, I would play games and then do the walkthroughs,
I was g-
and did that for a few years.
I remember the first time I saw somebody. It was in high school. I think it was like I was class of '99, and I think in '98 I saw a ROM of Pokemon on like on a high school computer, and I was blown away. I was like,
Yeah,
"How are you playing a Game Boy game on the computer?"
yeah, yeah.
Like it's amazing. Rim wants to ask you about what about Red Faction? So much destruction of scenery in that.
Refresh my name.
Red
Refresh my
Faction is
memory.
it's well he doesn't really like first person. It's a FPS kind of. I think it's like 2002. You
Yeah,
could
if it's an FPS, if it's an FPS game, I usually did not play FPS games very much, though I do recall playing a lot of Doom and Halo when they first came out.
yeah.
But if it was a first-person game, I usually did not gravitate towards it. So if Red Faction is a first-person game, I don't know much about it
Yeah, you could blow
offhand.
holes through walls to kind of get to the next objective. I think Jason Statham did the voiceover for that game or one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
in.
remember, I remember playing a lot of Doom. I remember the original Castle Wolfenstein,
Ooh, I like that one.
Duke Nukem.
Let's see. And then if you want to elaborate, so we've already talked about Kid Icarus. Are there any other games that you'd like to mention for the hardest game you've ever played? Or is Kid Icarus just top tier?
It was top there.
Okay, okay.
Uh, Usually I played games and usually I would finish. Very few games I did to finish. Didn't finish it. It wasn't because I couldn't do it. It's just it wasn't my game.
Oh, you had to give it back.
Yeah.
Nice,
Kind
nice.
of like I technically never finished Metroid, the original Metroid.
I just finished that 5 years ago.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
technically never finished it because I just never had the time to finish it because
Yeah.
it's a long game.
Super intimidating. That and the original Zelda. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. It's super intimidating, but then compared to games that we played nowadays, it should be nothing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, back then we didn't have games with save points.
Ah, okay. So
You know,
next question.
you left the Nintendo on and hoped there was no power outage, or your mom didn't come over and shut the system off while you were at school.
Or nobody
That's
stomped
that
on the
kind of
floor.
exactly. It
Yeah.
was that kind of fear. People do not understand the fear of their video games not saving as compared to back then to is now
Oh,
kind of thing.
dude, my older brother. I remember one time he got me mad. And he's playing Metroid, and I stomped on the floor, and it caused the cartridge to pop up
Oh,
out of
to
the
pop?
yeah,
Oh
to
no!
pop, yeah,
Oh
and
no! No!
he's
Yeah.
like, oh, like he was so mad at me. So yeah. There's a lot of risk with the NES. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I
Um,
remember those days.
this is just purely coincidental. I'm not going to be taking notes. But what's some random pet peeves of yours? I'm not going to be writing this down.
Random pet peeves. Don't ghost me.
Oh,
I,
okay.
I hate people who ghost people.
Hmm.
Just say, I'm sorry, I can't talk to you. I'll get back to you. But
Okay.
just for me to talk and then don't even respond when I know you can respond or should respond, don't ghost
Yeah.
me. No, ghosting. I don't care for it.
Yeah.
And I knew it before it was called ghosting. Mind you, it was, you just ignored somebody kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't do that. That's rude.
Yeah. That's definitely. I can relate. I can relate. It's just like, what? I know you're there. I know you see it. I know you can look at the story, or you can. Yeah, I know you see that stuff. Liar.
Yeah, I mean it happens. It's like applying for jobs. Companies don't get back to you. I appreciate the companies that send the letters like, we don't want you. Okay, that's a simple courtesy.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd like to know more why, but at least they gave the courtesy to say we don't want you instead of you just waiting in limbo trying to figure it out.
My favorite denial letter from a company was for a CNA position, and they were like, "We can't accept you. It's not because of your qualifications. It's just we have too many applicants applying." And I'm like, "Well, how do you know I'm not the best one? That's so weird."
Because you
I
had tie, like your tiebreaker. You're like 20 people are
Yeah,
tying with you.
21. No.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then so you're the first person I get to ask this to. I actually even have it
Oh,
in quotation
I'm a guinea
parentheses.
pig.
You are the guinea pig for this. But since you like to do cosplay, what is your favorite cosplay costume to wear? What was your favorite to dress as?
I have worn lots of different ones. If I can wear it again, it's usually because it's either comfortable or easy to go to the bathroom with.
Professor X.
Well, Professor X is probably the easiest, but I'd have to shave my head again or
Yeah.
get a bald or learn how to do a bald cap kind of situation. I've had I tend to keep my outfits pretty simple, and since I'm more of a casual cosplayer, I'm not like a part-time or professional cosplayer where like they're changing 3 times in a weekend or 3 times a day kind of thing. They usually have like like conventions usually go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So a cosplayer would wear one costume Friday, one Saturday, one
Mm.
Sunday. I might wear a costume one day during the whole weekend, kind of stuff like that. But I've had usually I'm inspired to do it because I found something at a thrift store.
Okay.
So, for example, I have cosplayed. Uh, um, oh, I'm forgetting his name now. From shoot, zombie movie.
Is it Zombieland?
No, though I have dressed up as Tallahassee.
Tell me. Okay, that's what I was thinking of.
Uh, shoot, what? I have to look it up. Hold
Is
on,
it
give me a
Daryl?
second. No, 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 no,
Okay.
no. I see his face and I can't like it. I
That's
swear.
hilarious.
I'm losing all my cred here.
Stream's over, guys. We're gonna end it here. That's good.
Uh, the actor that played Scotty in the newer versions of Star Trek.
Geez.
I'm totally
Simon
blanking.
Pegg. Simon
Yeah,
Pegg.
Simon Pegg. That zombie movie.
Um, Let me look it up.
Now I have yeah.
Jeez, I know who you're talking
Somebody in
about.
chat, help us.
Uh,
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dressed up as Shaun from Shaun of the Dead because I found a cricket bat.
Wow. So different objects can actually bring out different ideas from you. Like you're like, I see a cricket bat. I could pull off that
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, I basically
Nice.
I went to a thrift store. I found a cricket bat still in the wrapper for like $5.
Nice.
So I took it, I stripped, I unwrapped it, I stripped the nylon off, and then sanded it back to the original wood,
Oh
and
wow.
then I just stained it the color from the movie, and then I dented it and made marks on it and
Like you
stuff
hit
like
some
that.
zombies. That is
Yeah,
beautiful.
that was the main piece, and then it wasn't too difficult to find a t-shirt and a shirt and all those other aspects to it.
So
I
with the cosplays, are they just things that you buy in the store? Do you actually knit the costumes?
I think it's kind of a little bit of here, a little bit of there. Like if I find it in the thrift store, that's great. Or if I find it usually it's like some of the bits and pieces I'll find at a thrift store, and then I'm like, okay, how do I complete this part with the rest of it? What can I do to make it? One of the more complex cosplays I did was Star-Lord from the original movie.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And I found a jacket in the thrift store that wasn't leather, but looked the same color and stuff like that. And that triggered it off. And that took a few years to build because I'm in no rush to build them. It's not like I have a particular timetable. So, like for the helmet, there was no way I could make that and create that. So I just kept looking on Amazon or eBay and looking for deals and price and stuff like that until finally I saw the helmet on for 25 bucks.
Nice.
Hit my head and did everything. But at the time, I had access to a 3D printer from a makerspace.
Whoa.
And so I went and took the time to 3D print the orb. And you all right?
I just spilt my drink. We're good. Keep
So
going. Keep going. You're good.
I built a 3D printed the orb and made that, sanded it, painted it, put magnets in it so I could open it and close it. I 3D printed the rocket boots, the belt. I found like utility pants that match it. I would not say my cosplays are screen accurate. That's not the point.
Okay.
But if it's close enough for you to recognize, hey, that's so and so, even though it may not be totally screen accurate, you still recognized it as that
You
particular
did your job.
character. Yeah, I did my job. And then I found an old Walkman that I had and got orange foam and put the orange foam on the headset, and so I just had it sit on me and
Oh,
just
that's
attached.
cool.
So I made all that stuff. The only thing I never got around to doing was the guns.
Oh, well, I mean, did you
But
just do the holsters? You can do holsters and kind of
I didn't
imply.
do the holsters. That was the only thing I didn't get done.
Ah,
So I've worn the costume before without the guns. I did finally get guns, but I haven't made them up. I haven't made the mock-ups or painted them or stuff like that. I would love to try to see if I can get one of the guns to blow bubbles.
let's see. This kind of just popped in my head. Which cosplay did you portray that got the best critical reaction from like the crowd? Like they were like, "Oh my god, dude! Like that is amazing! Like you got the most people around you."
Wow. Because I've worn the different costumes at different venues, and some places have a lot of people, and some places don't have a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. That one just kind of popped in my head. So if you don't know, I just kind of winged it.
If I have a particular one where everyone's like ooh ah, because I don't compete. I just wear it and just kind of chill out and hang and stuff like that. I think what caught my attention and like caught me off guard was when I wore Shaun of the Dead,
Okay.
and I was with a cosplay group and there were professional cosplayers with it and stuff like that, and somebody came up. And usually I take pictures for the other cosplayers in their costumes,
Oh, okay. Okay.
kind of thing. So it threw me off because the person came up and they were holding a camera, and I assumed they wanted to take pictures of the other cosplayers.
Like, no,
And the
you.
person said they love the costume, they love the movie, they love Shaun of the Dead kind of thing. And usually I hear that, and then they ask me, "Can you take a picture of the cosplayers and them?" But they actually wanted to take a picture with my outfit, with me in it,
Yeah.
because of that. And I was like, "Oh, you actually want to take a picture of me?" kind of thing in the costume. So that was when that happened the first time. That's what threw me off, kind of stuff like that. I hadn't expected that because usually, because my costumes tend to be low key
Yeah.
in comparison to other cosplayers that I work with. Uh, they're much more extravagant. Like I know a few cosplayers, and they spend huge amounts of money or huge amounts of times to do it, and I've been a handler for cosplayers and stuff like that. So I'm usually behind the scenes, or just out of the camera shot,
Yeah.
or taking the camera. So when it actually happened to me, I was like, "Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is what if that kind of situation."
I
So
like how you broke that down too. You're like, so they wanted a picture of the outfit, and then they wanted a picture of me in it. Like,
well, yeah.
it was like two different
Well, they
things.
said
Like,
they loved the movie. They loved the
yeah,
movie, but so it took me off guard that they wanted to take a picture.
that is awesome. All right. So next question. I love this one. Are there any hidden skills or talents that we don't know about, or like party tricks that we normal people wouldn't know about?
Yes.
Care to share any? Or... Okay.
Uh, I don't have a particular trick. I just have being as old as I am, I've picked up things along the way. And I think because people usually see me as a geek or nerd, they don't necessarily see physical aspects of things that I can do.
Okay.
But I remember back in the day when I was totally fascinated with Bruce Lee and the Ninja Turtles, in particular Michelangelo.
Yeah.
So back in the day when they were legal,
Nunchucks.
nunchucks.
Yeah.
And I remember getting nunchucks and self-teaching myself how to use nunchucks.
Oh my god.
And I have plenty of black and blue marks on the
Yeah,
elbows
it
and the
hits you.
knees when I was trying to, but I didn't, I just did it. I was like, well, how do I do this? Let me try doing this and kind of see what was being done. And it's like, okay, how do I do this? How do I do this? And try to figure it out. And I got all the bruises along the way. And
Absolutely.
then I evolved from doing one nunchuck and then being able to
Got
swing
two.
two at
Ooh.
the same time to evolving to doing it blindfolded.
That is awesome, dude. You have you ever thought about kind of doing that and uploading it to Twitch or YouTube or maybe
Can
Instagram?
can I do that? I don't know if that's legal to
Oh, damn
with
it.
that particular
Set of skills.
device.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's legal to. I don't know what the rules are anymore because it was banned. The sell of it was banned.
Ah,
So
interesting.
I don't remember the rules. So but I haven't done it in years. So I don't know what the rules are to what you can and cannot do with that particular weapon.
I was gonna say studying
But
Bruce, he's so fast. Like you'd probably have to put it in slow motion.
yeah,
Can you eat a slice of pizza in twirl nunchucks?
yeah, I could do that. One hand,
Michelangelo, yeah,
yeah,
Michelangelo.
yeah, easy. Yeah,
Come on.
I could do that. Um, I have a higher metabolism, so I don't know if I've tested that in a while, but I remember back in high school, I could eat a large pizza and a 2 liter bottle of soda in one sitting. I probably could do that now, but I'm not pushing it to do.
Yeah, like a mukbang stream.
Yeah, that'd be kind of crazy. I've never had those food contests kind of thing, so you got me. I don't know.
So Browncoat says Kermit. I guess you do an impression of Kermit.
Oh, it's a terrible. It's a
Come
it's a
on, give us an
awful.
impression.
Kermit the Frog here, reporting to you from Sesame Street.
Dude, that's better than mine. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, I do a little voices here and there.
Okay, okay.
Um, uh, Hey, Rocky, I think Natasha and Boris are around the corner. They might be setting up for an ambush. Um,
What was that?
it's from a old '90s TV show called Dinosaurs, and they were all puppet
Oh,
dinosaurs.
I remember. Okay, was that the baby? Because it
Yeah, that
kind of
was the
the
baby.
mic just kind of just noped out on
Oh,
me. Yeah.
did it just milk that? I can do it again. Um, Mama.
That's pretty funny. I remember
Yeah.
dinosaurs. I think we actually talked about it once when I went to your stream. We were talking about the series finale of dinosaurs was like super
Yeah,
depressing.
you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming.
Yeah,
You knew
the
it was going to end
asteroid.
that way. Yeah.
Rim wants me to ask you, what convention did most people recognize you as new at? I'm new to Twitch. Is there any Twitch cons? Rim, there are Twitch cons, but with coronavirus, it's kind of shut down for now. I don't think you were streaming at the
Are
time of TwitchCon, right?
are they asking if I became famous enough at a Twitch kind of
That you've
thing?
been recognized at TwitchCon as yourself
There,
as the streamer. That's what
I've
it
only
sounds
been
like.
yeah, I've only been affiliate for about 6 weeks. So if there's a Twitch convention out there I didn't know about, I never heard about it kind of situation. I would not be now that I've gotten more involved with the community, especially in this year, and talking to streamers and being on their discords and networking that way.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind going to TwitchCon and meeting them. But a year ago, I wouldn't have even considered it because I just did not know of enough people or know about doing it kind of
it's
thing.
it's rough if you don't know anybody. I went 2018 for my birthday, and I knew one person. I knew one
Yeah.
person. I went to go see her, and
No,
yeah,
no, I'm not worried about that kind of stuff. I have no problem going to a place by myself and doing that kind of stuff, but it's got to be a reason why to do it.
yeah.
And for me, technically my first Comic Con that I ever went to, because usually when you tell people it's like, oh, I want to go to Comic Con, where should I go? Or like, what should I do? It's like, well, make sure you hydrate, make sure you wear good shoes. Start out with, a small local con, go with the friends and stuff like that. No, I did not do any of those things. You know what I did? My first convention I ever go to, I decided to go to the con of all cons. I went to San Diego Comic Con
Ooh, oh,
as my
okay.
first con.
Blisters on your feet, I bet.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was an experience, and it's like, did you plan anything? Nope. I just kind of took it all in. Now, granted, I had a cousin who was there who kind of helped me along the way, kind of stuff,
Yeah.
but it was more of just absorbing all of San Diego Comic Con. But it's just if you've never been to a con, it's total information overload
Oh yeah, I was gonna
kind
say
of
stimulus
situation.
overload. Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But I loved it. I enjoyed it, and then I was basically hooked. That was basically it. Then I went to San Diego Comic Con 4 years in a row.
Wow.
After I did that, I'm like, "It's so much money to go to San Diego Comic Con, and you have so much con withdrawal after the con's over."
Oh man.
So I basically what I did was I spread it out. I stopped going to San Diego Comic Con, and I took the exact same money that I would have spent to go to San Diego Comic Con and used it to go all the different cons,
The smaller ones.
smaller ones, throughout the year, so
Okay.
I can get my fix. Because I'm a con junkie. That's it.
Ah,
I need to get my fix, and so I would do it that way. And then I started doing other things like volunteering, and then I became staff at some cons. I became
that's
a
clever.
photographer, vendor, a handler. I've had plenty of stories of meeting celebrities and working with people and interacting. I before he passed away, I got to meet Stanley
Stanley.
like 3 or 4 times.
Wow.
I have a picture of him. I have his autograph. I have his autograph on the very first comic book I ever owned.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Please. Which one is that?
It's a Fantastic Four comic book. It's basically the Fantastic Four fighting these giant robots, these kaiju type robots,
Huh.
kind of thing. And it's not a significant story. It's within the comic book, the story within just that comic book. There's no cliffhanger. There's nothing. But it was the first one for me I owned, so it has sentimental
Of
value
course.
more
Of
so than
course.
actual comic book value. But then I got him to sign it. But I've had my share
That's beautiful,
of
man.
interacting with lots of different celebrities and having fun along the way. So,
Rim
but
wants
I
me to ask you. Besides Stan Lee, the most famous person you've met at a con.
oh geez, uh, most famous. I mean, I've met a lot of people: Nathan Fillion, Felicia Day,
Wow.
the whole bridge crew of Star Trek: Next Generation, with the exception of Patrick
I was gonna
Stewart.
say Picard.
Yeah, he's the hardest to get. But I have pictures and autographs with every single actor in Firefly TV show.
Ooh.
Oh, I guess most famous would be Joss Whedon. I met Joss Whedon.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah,
I like his stuff.
yeah. But I mean, I've met yeah dozens and dozens
Dude,
of
I
people.
I went to E3 2005, and
Mhm.
that was my first, I guess, real big con. And I just remember I felt like cattle. Like I went in and like I had to walk in this direction and I just couldn't turn around and I had to go in a circle. And then I had to walk to my hotel and I had blisters on my feet.
Uh-huh.
And so I didn't go the second day. And my friend, he was supposed to meet me at this one booth, and then I didn't go. And he sends me a picture of him with Shigeru Miyamoto. Yeah,
Yeah, you can't miss those opportunities, man. You
yeah.
can't miss them.
Felt like Die Hard though. My feet were just like covered.
Yeah, I mean, once you do cons and realize what you can and cannot do, you try to learn the ins and outs kind of thing. And so when I volunteered, I got to see a lot of behind the scenes. When I got to be celebrity handler, when I got to be a convention staff photographer, um, it was, I believe, New Orleans, and it was an Avengers panel with Haley Atwell, uh, uh, yeah, Mac, Chris Evans, and I was
Wow.
basically photographing them with a team of photographers, and they used those pictures for their website and their promotionals and stuff like that.
That
So I've had plenty of stories and things that I've done that I have good memories of,
Oh, of course, of
and
course.
yeah. So I'm kind of in withdrawal. We're in lockdown right now, so we haven't had any
Yeah,
conventions.
it is rough.
It's tough, man. It's tough. I was able to go to a convention in Cleveland the first week of March of this year, and then everything locked down. So I did get that fixed
Little
this year,
fix, little
a
fix.
little fix. But since then, it's kind of like, oh man, this is tough, and I miss. And part of it is not so much of the convention is like the friends you make, like all my convention friends and stuff like that. I miss. I can still talk to them every once in a while, like online, but it's a different thing to be online talking to them, chatting with them, than having our experiences and memories together at the convention.
Yeah, I became friends with a barista in 2005 because I was asking for directions, and she worked at a hotel in Disneyland, and I was asking her, I'm like, okay, so the five, it's like 15 minutes away. And she's like, in LA terms, that's like 2 hours.
Okay.
And
Okay.
ended up talking, and I'm still friends with her to this day. So that is very true, especially with cons. Like everyone's like in this hype kind of like mood, so you make friends easier. At least that's what I feel. Like it's easier to make friends at the cons. Let's see. Rem says, I don't stream, but as a streamer, what do you think your biggest asset needs to be? That one, we networking would probably be your biggest one. We were both saying,
Yeah, being able to network, being able to communicate, willing. I think another thing is just willing to try new things.
yes,
Because if you're afraid to do something, you're never going to do it. And
very
so
true.
it's kind of a situation where you're willing to try it, you're willing to fail at it, and then willing to learn from it to try something else to find a success that works for you.
Let's see. Next question I've got for you is, what is the biggest accomplishment that you've achieved in gaming?
In gaming,
It could be gaming, could be related to Twitch, a
well,
game you've
affiliate
beat.
would be, the most recent thing, getting affiliate, because I never considered that when I first started doing it.
Yeah.
So that would probably be, the the most current
Yes. Okay.
accomplishment. Other game wise, gosh, I don't know. Beating a game on like grounded level.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
Grounded level is the hardest level on a video game.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I thought grounded was like base, like baseline.
No, grounded is like the hardest. Like there's like,
Oh,
there's like beginner, easy, normal, hard, very hard, ultra hard, grounded.
you're one of those. Oh my god. All right.
Oh no, 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 no. I've only done it like once or twice with
Okay.
games,
Okay.
kind of thing. Just but the first accomplishment you do that. There are some games I would just choose to avoid. Like I would never want to play a Dark Souls game. I would not want to. I would not to not hurt myself that way
I
playing
tried
for
it.
that game.
It's not fun. I don't. Sorry, Slender. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I can't do those type of games. It's just I'm like, no.
Let's see. And then I gotta hear your take on this one. How do you deal with trolls on stream, or like if you have if someone were to come to you and say how do you deal with trolls, or how do you deal with like a bad day streaming? What would your advice be to them?
Being a small streamer as I am, because I've had this question asked of me before,
Hmm.
and I really haven't run into a lot of trolls. So I can't say if I have a particular system. I think I could see when people come onto the stream and they're trying to get a reaction
Hmm.
of me, but I just kind of uh, I'm like, okay, cool. I don't do that.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. I think one person that came in and they says, I have a question. Is it okay if I ask a question? I'm like, yeah, sure. And so they asked a question and they started going this question, and it was kind of like a weird question, like, what is you say your answer if the cows decided to copy the math and divided by orange, and if you went off into space, where would you think that the children of the underground, it was just kind of a
Word
weird
salad.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a word salad, and I knew they were trying to get a reaction out of me. I'm like, 42.
Yeah. You're like spicy nuggets. I don't know. Like
Yeah, it was like, no, 42 is the ultimate answer to all
that is
questions,
my
the
favorite
ultimate.
number, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
Real talk. 42 is my favorite number.
yeah.
All right.
From Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, make sure you have your towel ready.
All right, so we finished with all the regular questions. We're about an hour and 20 minutes deep into this.
Okay.
Do you
All
want to
right.
keep going with the bonus questions?
Sure.
Okay,
I'm game.
it's just a protocol. I always ask if the person
Yeah.
would like to go with the
I,
bonus
I,
questions.
I am always I okay, let's do this. I by nature
Hmm.
am an introvert.
Same.
But if you get me on topics I love and enjoy, I can talk forever. So
Okay, let's go.
when you asked me, did you want to send me the questions? Like, no, I don't need to know that. I just need to know what the topics are. And you
Yes.
said gaming and hobbies. I'm like, oh, I could do that all day.
Sweet. Yeah,
I
it's
easily could do that
super
all
easy.
day.
Super easy.
Yeah.
Board games. Okay. Let's see. Oh my God, I was thinking 42 is a great number. Lived in three houses my life. Had a number 42, by the way. Board
Oh,
games, yes. Um, okay, so Nap's asking, I guess, what our favorite board games are. You can go first if you want.
my favorite board games
I should write that
is a
down.
particular games that a company called Gale Force 9. They vend for different games, and they have Firefly, the board game.
Oh God. Okay. Okay. So you're sticking with the theme Firefly. Okay.
That's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
I have all their autographs. I have their stuff like that. I've met all of them. I love the show. I collect like if anything in my place has the most collectible stuff in my place, it's probably that show.
Oh.
I
Okay.
don't have like I don't have like grand amount of collectibles as a geek. Like they don't line my walls. They probably just fit on like one shelf. That's
Okay.
probably kind of. But Gale Force 9 made a game called Firefly the board game, and if you are familiar with the show and you play the board game, it feels like you're in the show.
Oh wow.
You
That's
feel
pretty
like you're
cool.
in that environment in that universe. Gale Force 9 has also put out a few other games. They put out a Star Trek game, which I love, and they have a couple other stuff, Dungeons and Dragons games, they have a Doctor Who game. So
Interesting.
that particular company providing those games, I love those games that they make.
I remember with Firefly, I used to love Summer Glau. That was
Yep.
yeah. That's sorry. Just had to. I was like, her name just popped in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, Summer Glau. I remember her from that show.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I guess board game. I'm just gonna go with old school Monopoly. Like that's my
Okay,
go-to.
sure.
My dad was a cheater, big time cheater. He would never let him be the banker because he'd always
No
lose the
one
money.
plays that game. No one plays that game by the original rules. Everyone has house rules. No one plays
Give
that
you a
game by the rules.
loan. It takes forever. Like, but I do love that game.
If you
Um,
actually play the original game in the actual rules, it's not a long game. The rules, when people add new rules that they've been adding, it
yeah.
makes the game longer.
Oh yeah, because like I've had friends where they go, all right, man, come on, I'm down to $100. Can you give me a loan? And you're just like,
Yeah,
all right, and
exactly.
then
Yeah,
that's
and
why
so
it
that's
goes
where you
forever.
stretch the game out longer.
All right, so bonus question number one. Was there a game that you originally were like, this really sucks, and then maybe after a couple months or a couple years, you went back to it and found out that you loved it?
No, not that I can think of. Usually, I play a game and I play it through. If I like it, I like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. It's yeah, I don't have those kind of situations where I love it again after I go back to it kind of
Well, I'll
situation.
give you an example. Like I hated the first Red Dead Redemption. I thought it was one of the worst games I'd ever played. I didn't like the running mechanic because like he would run, and they'd run kind of like a circle.
Uh,
And then they released it's like DLC, but it was like a separate game all to itself. It was Undead Nightmare. So I got that because I'm like zombies and cowboys. Like, all right, I'll give it a try. And then I played that and I loved it and I got used to the mechanic. And then I went back and played the story of the first one. I ended up loving it. So that's kind of the basis of where that question came from for me.
I can't think about it. I can't think of a game that I didn't like first and then came back to it and like, oh, I really like this game. It's it's I
It's
pretty
just
I
like black and white
Yeah,
sucks.
it's yeah, it's pretty black and white in that regards. I don't
Okay.
know. I can't think.
Uh,
Maybe if I can find it, I don't know, but offhand I can't
no
think of
problem.
one.
No problem. Physical or digital?
Oh, console wise or the game?
Game.
I think originally I was physical. I think I started becoming digital when drive, my disk drive on my PlayStation stopped working.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's a
so
solid
it's it's
reason.
it's more it's more digital these days
Yeah.
than I would say physical. But I'm not against physical.
I'm not either. They'd have to have like a really killer collectible, like with
Yeah.
Cyberpunk. Their collectors looks really freaking good. But I've moved so much in my life that I used to have literally like maybe 1,500 games from all different
Yeah. I mean,
systems.
from the practicality of efficiency of taking up space,
Yeah,
digital is better in
it
that
is.
regards.
I
Yeah.
can't go back. I can't go back because I lost a lot of stuff in storage, and B, um, it took up my room isn't that big, so it took up a lot of space. So I had to just sell it, and so I'm like, I can get digital and like keep all this stuff here and keep track of like three systems and a PC, like digital. That's
Yeah.
my take.
Yeah.
Inverted or regular?
Inverted.
Yes, I love you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm definitely an inverted. You're talking about the y-axis, right? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about
up
for
is down,
looking
down
up
is
and
up.
down?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm definitely inverted. So what I have to be careful these days when I'm playing Fall Guys because Fall Guys has no option to
It
be
doesn't. It
inverted.
doesn't. Dude,
So I'll play a whole bunch of Fall Guys and then I'll play another game that's inverted. I'm like, wait.
dude, man. So I got to tell you this. It's one of the most disappointing things is Mario Sunshine because it
Uh-huh.
doesn't let you invert the aim. So like every time I
Oh,
start to do the squirt gun mechanic, like my guy starts like looking down and like he can't. I can't. How dare you, Rim? Inverted is the only way. You know what? I have a command for that. Inverted,
fan.
the
Is it fan?
only way to
Fan.
play. Okay. Okay. Thank you. New. My God. This
If
is my.
it's involving shooting
Yeah.
or looking, I'm inverted.
Same.
That's basically it.
Yeah. I can't. I don't know what game taught me how to do that. I think it was. I'm sure it was a Nintendo game. I think
Flight,
was it Zelda?
flight, anything with flight.
Was that what kind of?
Any
Okay.
any type of flying game because the way you play that you actually fly is inverted.
Yeah. Okay. So it must have been like Star Fox or something
It
when
had,
I
it had,
when I
it
was
had to be
young.
some type of any game that might have a flight simulator that actually used the original
Interesting.
flightways.
Okay, I love this question here. Do you know any good dad jokes?
Oh, gee, yeah. Have you ever heard of? Did you hear about the cows that got lost in the woods? They were never heard from again.
Because a herd of cows, right?
Heard, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
They were never heard from again. Or I just saw this one. What did the kid corn say to the mom corn?
Where's
Where's
popcorn?
popcorn? Yeah, yeah. You
Yes.
know, so that I don't know if I have a library of dad jokes, but I'm not against them.
Okay,
I
I might butcher this one, but okay, let me try to do this. Okay, so nowadays the name Lance isn't really used, but in the medieval ages they used Lance a lot.
Oh, okay. You kind of broke up, so I didn't quite
Damn
catch
it!
all of that.
Did you
But
guys
yeah, I
hear
got
that?
it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I'll try to. I'll give you another one. Sal's gonna kill me
Yeah,
for
see,
this one.
Nat loves dad jokes. She loves Chuck Norris jokes.
Um, did you hear about the dispensary that caught on fire near the farm?
The dispensary that caught on fire
Near the
near
farm.
the farm. It's going to be a play on words, but I don't know.
They say the stakes have never been higher.
Yep, yep,
Got it. Okay.
yep.
All right. Enough time. I was just waiting for her reaction. I know it's good if Nap's laughing at it. Um,
Nap time, nap time. That reminds me. Now that I think about it, you need to play Last of Us because I know you haven't played Last of Us, but there are dad jokes in that video game.
Mick Lowell. I got a Mick Lowell. Huh. What's it like to be kissed by a vampire? It's a pain in the neck. Oh God. Wow, that's actually pretty good. I tried to use the one that you gave me last week. It was a dyslexic guy walks into a bra.
Oh, no, what nap time? Yeah,
Yeah, that was
yeah,
that.
yeah. She used that as one of her title headings for one of the streets.
Let's see. So let's see. I'm gonna try to kind of skip these or kind of rearrange them.
Skip them. No,
Oh no, no,
go
no! Oh,
ahead.
here we
Bring
go.
it. Bring it.
If someone were to
Bring
play you in a movie, who would you cast?
Ken Luong.
Who?
Ken Luong.
Oh, what movies is he in usually?
He's not a very famous actor, but the reason why he comes up is because someone showed a picture of him
Yeah.
to me is this his and asked me, is he my brother?
Wow. Wow.
And he's not, but if you take a look at him, he looks like me. We're of similar age. We're both from New York. Uh, what are some things he was in? He was in, I can't remember which X-Men it was, but he was in the X-Men movie where he was like the porcupine guy with
Oh,
the
number two.
porcupine
Number two,
spikes.
where he pulls the shards
Yeah.
out. Okay.
He was in the Marvel uh, TV show that they tried to make but failed, which was the Inhumans.
Ooh,
He was he
okay.
was he was one of the characters in there. Uh, yeah, there's not a lot of movies he sticks out in because he's only been usually a secondary character. But if you look him up, if you want to go ahead and look him up, he look we look very similar.
Ah, okay.
So
Okay.
that would be it. When I was growing up back in the day, it was probably George Takei.
Oh my.
Yeah, you know.
Uh,
But yeah, along those lines would be probably Ken Long. Yeah.
I was told when I was younger it was Corey Matthews from Boy Meets World. I used to gel my hair like spikes in the front, so I guess I kind of look like him.
I guess I would have to see you with no mustache and beard.
Now it'd be like Tom Cruise as Les Grossman in Tropic Thunder. That would be the guy that'd play me. Let's see. Nap Time says when she was younger, people used to compare her to Jennifer Love Hewitt. Told them they need glasses. Browncoat says Garrett Wang would do a good job for you.
Garrett Wong is from Star Trek Voyager.
Dude, okay, I gotta tell you real quick. When it comes to Star Trek, my mom, my dad, my grandparents, we all like we only watched the original series, and we don't go further than that.
It's okay.
Everything else, I like my mom and my dad were like, that's blasphemy. It's blasphemy. You can't. So I
They should watch some of the stuff I can totally understand. Don't watch. For example, never, ever watch Star Trek animated series.
I have that
Okay, don't watch it. Why do you have it?
because it's
That's
the
don't.
original. It's the original series.
Yes, but it was awful, awful.
Dude, it
Uh,
took my dad, I would say, a good 20 years to get me to finally watch Star Trek. And when I finally did, it was like this smile on his face, like it grew because I was like, dude, I was like, you're right, I do love Star Trek, and my favorite episode is Shore Leave. And he was like, he smiles, he's like, ooh, that's because there's hot chicks in there. And like my dad's like the most religious guy on the planet, so for him to say hot chicks is like hilarious. Yeah.
yeah, no, the Star Treks. I can understand people having opinions of different series. They like this one better. They like this one better. But the new ones recently, they have been really, really good. The one that Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Picard. The only thing that bothered me when those first came out was because it was like CBS access only. I'm
The
like,
app, yeah, yeah.
you know, that's not why we liked Star Trek initially to have this kind of stuff. So to have that paywall there to prevent an
The
opportunity for people to watch really sucks.
the accessibility, yeah, there definitely
Right.
needed to be, because it used to be on what, CBS when it
Yeah.
first came out. It was like
Yeah.
it's basic cable.
CBS, it was on Paramount when they would did reruns and stuff like that. It's worth if you have an opportunity to watch Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Picard, it's worth watching.
I might.
But but I can understand people not wanting to watch it because of the paywall.
Okay, okay. That'll be my excuse. That'll be my excuse.
Yeah.
There's a paywall. There's a paywall. Rim, thank you for the 100 bits, by the way. I really appreciate that. Okay, he's got to go. Good stuff. It's 12:32 p.m. in Australia. Holy cow! Got to go back to work. Rim, thank you so much for the bits, and thank you so much for
Thanks for dropping by.
that.
Glad you're here.
The crazy thing is like who the stream reaches, who it reaches out to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what we're doing right here, and a lot
Yeah.
people from around the world are in this conversation with us. It's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
So Browncoat saying Voyager's good, Nap Time Assassin saying Voyager is good. How dare you guys? It's blasphemy.
I enjoyed Voyager. It was good. I liked it.
Um,
The Borg was always fun to fight.
let's see. What other hobbies do you have? So I think we've touched on it, like Star Wars. No, I'm sorry, photography.
Now, are you asking hobbies or fandoms? Two different things.
Let's go with hobbies. Hobbies. What other hobbies other than gaming that you have?
In the past year or over the
General.
lifetime?
Like,
Biggest hobby I've ever had and always will be is photography. I've had it since I was a kid.
nice.
And I was a professional photographer for about 15, 20 years
Wow.
as well. So photography was interesting. It was a hobby first. And people ask, like, well, you love photography, you do it well. Why don't you do it as a job? And I never wanted to do a job because it was a hobby. I never wanted to have the doldrums of work and responsibility weigh on the hobby. But every time I went to a job or activity, it always came back around to photography. So finally I got to a tipping point where it's like, all right, let's go do photography. And I went to do photography, and I did photography for a company for for about 15 years.
Did you ever do shoots for a newspaper, or maybe like assignment, like take a picture of?
Had my share of different opportunities with photography. I never did it necessarily as a full-time
Yeah.
job, but I did freelance work a lot. I did work for newspapers. I did photography when I was in college for the college newspaper, the college yearbook. When I graduated from college, I was a freelance photographer for 15 weekly newspapers in the Virginia, D.C., Maryland area. I was a wedding photographer. I
Wow.
did portraits. I did documentary, candids. I've done almost every single kind of type of photography with the exception of probably underwater and aerial.
But you
I
actually
haven't
have
done those
done
two.
you've done animal, like not like a safari
I've done
thing,
animal
but
photography.
nice.
Yeah, I've done animal photography. Yeah, I've had my share. I've been doing photography
That's pretty cool.
over 30 years of photography
Wow.
as
What's
either a hobby or as a
what was your
occupation.
favorite assignment? Is there one that sticks out to you? Assignment that you were given that you're like, wow, I'm gonna remember this for the rest of my life.
First wedding.
First wedding. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't even I wasn't even the wedding photographer. I was shadowing the wedding photographer and I asked permission from the wedding photographer, could I do this? And so I shadowed them and I was basically taking the pictures for it, and I did it all in black and white. That was the difference between what I was doing. And this is the
Okay.
back in the day of film, and so I did it, and then the photographer saw my work and asked me if I would be interested to work for him as an assistant.
That is awesome.
Unfortunately, I didn't take the opportunity. I wish I had,
Oh
but
man.
the reason why I couldn't do it is because I was still in college.
Okay.
So when he asked me to do it, I was about to go back to college.
Mm.
So it's not like I could really do it, and my college is like 4 hour drive away. So it's not like I could come back and forth to do it. So that it was an opportunity I wish I was had able to capitalize on, but that's okay because I've had so many other opportunities to do so many
Yeah.
other different things
Sounds like it.
along the way. Um, so photography is probably the top hobby, but I've done other things that are related to computers. Uh, I've during the COVID outbreak, I've learned how to do indoor gardening. So I have like
Okay.
onions, peppers, tomatoes that I've been growing indoors. I've built computers, PC computers every
That's
so
awesome.
time and time again. I'm a person who's willing to learn regardless and
Yeah.
try new things and do things. So hobbies come and go, but I'm always willing to try to learn new skills.
Well, the photography sounds like a lifelong passion project that you're
Yeah,
just always working on. So yeah,
yeah.
that I don't know if you'd want to even call that a hobby, but yeah, it sounds like a passion project because you're just doing it from the heart. It's not even about the money. It's about you just
And
love it.
anybody who gets to know me in person and hangs out with me will know that I have a love for photography and do it. My high school graduation gift was a full SLR kit with lenses,
Ooh, wow,
tripod, camera, everything. That's what my parents gave me for my high school graduation. So I took all that and went off to college, and it was like, oh, this is fun.
that is cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Do you have any irrational fears or phobias? So I'll give you an example for me. I don't get any frogs near me. Don't like frogs. Mosquitoes or Egyptian artifacts, I just keep it away. Do you have anything like that?
Not really.
Okay.
There's very. It's not that I don't get afraid, and like people's like, yeah, I can scare you. I'm like, well, if you're jumping in my face and getting into my personal space, it's not so much that I'm getting afraid. You're in my personal space. Get out, kind of stuff like that.
New.
So
I was jumped at you with a chainsaw and you flinched. You're scared of
yeah,
chainsaws.
yeah, yeah, right, exactly. So those kind of things where you just kind of jump scares, like, well, no, I'm not scared. You just got into my space and I wasn't ready for it, kind of
Yeah.
situation. I don't have any particular irrational kind of fears. I do have a minor fear of heights,
Okay. That's normal.
but I'm still willing to go do stuff that are high up. I'm just going to walk a little slower.
Yeah, the knees buckle.
Right. So, for example, I've been to the Seattle Needle, and I went all the way to the top. It's just
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know
not.
about that.
I have no problem doing it. I'm just going to walk closer to the middle and
Yeah.
not so much to the balcony. I've been to Mesa Verde,
Hmm.
which is the Indian cliff dwellings
Okay.
kind of thing. What people don't know necessarily about Mesa Verde is in order to get there, you're driving on the edge of a cliff road to get to it,
Nope.
where sometimes you'll get a sign says road washed away, and they
Oh
have to redivert the road further in
no.
because the road is gone because it just
Nope.
fell away, and you're like, uh, wait a minute. And I have still yet to do it, but I want to go skydiving.
Okay. Okay. So it's
So
not.
that's
It's a minor fear for sure.
it's
Or
a that's why I said it's a
yeah.
minor fear. It's kind of but I don't have a fear of any animals, insects, spiders. I have a caution if a predatory creature wants to come close to me. That's called survival instinct,
Yeah,
not
I feel
fear.
like a lion came out of nowhere, like a pit bull unleashed. Yeah, I could see that.
But yeah, I have fear. Usually, if there are people who are afraid of those things, I'm the one that gets called to. Can you get rid of the spider? Can you get rid of the bug? Get it out of the house, kind of thing. I have no problem
Let's
doing it.
see.
So fear wise, very little.
Sal says I shouldn't go to Canada because there's a lot of mosquitoes that's up there. I'm gonna go up there when it snows. I'm gonna go into a restaurant and get a well done steak, Sal. Okay,
Why do you
just
have to
like
go all the way to wait? Why do you have to go all the way to Canada to go get a
because
well
Calgary,
done
I heard
steak?
Calgary's got really good beef or like really good steaks. So I'm gonna go to
Oh,
Canada, go to
okay.
Calgary, get the Calgary steak well done, and eat it with A1 sauce. Yeah.
Why would you do that? Don't just have it straight. Have the steak straight first.
It gets
Don't put it.
this issue gets so heated. It's so funny.
Well, my the way I feel about it is if you like, have you had this? Have you had this? Have you had this? I'm like, yeah, and usually what I do is I try to have it in its most natural state
Yeah.
first to see what it's like, and
Yeah.
then go from there kind of situation.
Um, let's see. Let's see. Do you have an unpopular opinion in gaming? So is there something that you love but everyone else hates, or something that everyone loves that you're like that sucks? Like I'll give you an example. I think Mario Kart is better than Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong Racing I think sucks. I'm sorry about that, Sal. But do you have anything?
Considering I've never played, I don't think I recall ever playing Diddy Kong, um, the racing game, and I've played Mario Kart, but my favorite racing game is probably CTR, Crash
Oh,
Bandicoot.
okay, yeah, yeah, got it.
And that would have been another game I would have liked remastered, but they already did
Yes, yeah,
it.
yep. They're taking all your answers.
Yeah.
All right. So this question right here: if you were on death row, what would your last meal be?
Oh damn. Um, is there a budget?
No budget.
Fugu,
Which one?
fugu.
Fubu. What is
It's
that?
the Japanese fish that could paralyze you if prepared wrong.
Oh, I'll eat that because I'll die anyways. Yeah.
I would say probably I mean if there's no budget then I'll probably get like a full 13 course kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'll eat all the stuff I've never been able to eat that are too expensive kind of thing. So fugu because it could kill you. Um uh what's that steak? What's that? That cow's like really tender meat. I can't
Filet
remember what
mignon.
they no, not that. I've had filet mignon, but like the actual cow is like a special Japanese breed
Kobe beef.
and Kobe beef. Yeah, that actual, not fake, actual Kobe beef. Uh, uh, maybe like the richest caviar. I don't know. I mean, if there's no budget, I would
No, no.
basically order. I would order all the foods I've never had and that are really expensive that I could not
Yeah.
ever actually pay for, kind of stuff.
So I think Nat Time Assassin. If she's here, I think she just said ice cream. She just wanted ice cream, and I'm like,
Comfort food,
ice
comfort
cream.
food works. Comfort food works.
It's like get a
There,
brain freeze before the electric chair.
yeah. I mean, if it boils down to just something that's comfort food, Probably mac and cheese and grilled cheese sandwich, tomato soup,
Okay.
that kind of like comfort food.
Nice.
There's a place, and I've told this to Naptime. She needs to come up to where I am, to the Midwest, and come to a place called Tom and Chi. It's short for tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches.
Oh,
The show was actually on what's that one? Shark? Was it
Shark Tank?
Shark Tank? Yeah, it was on Shark Tank. But basically, they have a lot of grilled cheese sandwiches made different ways, and tomato soups, creamy, chunky, kind of different stuff like that.
Wow.
And my favorite dish from that restaurant is a mac and cheese grilled cheese sandwich with a tomato soup. But
Okay.
one of their famous sandwiches, which I've had, but I think it's a sandwich that either you like it or you don't, is basically a grilled cheese sandwich
Mm-hmm.
made from a Krispy Kreme donut.
Yeah, I
They
just
basically cut the Krispy Kreme donut as the sandwich. So I wouldn't necessarily have that if you ever go to the place,
yeah.
but they have other stuff there that I really, really enjoy. And it's just comfort food. I love that place.
I'm all about comfort food, so I'm all there with you. Let's see. I can't find the bag. Oh, actually, wait. I think it's right here. So as usual, the person at the end of the stream, you can pick whoever we're gonna raid. It's your choice. And while you're deciding on who that's gonna be, I'm going to draw the next name. And what I've noticed is the names that I draw, all of them actually fall apart. So like I end up going with somebody else. So
So is there a point to drawing the name?
I try to do it out of fairness. Like I go
Oh,
like, okay, like here we go, and then everyone's just like, I can't. And then I have to go to someone else because yeah, life. Uh, wow, I literally drew your name. It's just gonna be him next week doing Bullwinkle. Hey, I haven't done this before.
I mean, we could try.
It's good.
I would be game to try to do the whole interview in a Bullwinkle voice. It probably won't stay into a Bullwinkle voice though. It will probably gravitate to more of the Rocky Muggsy character from Bugs Bunny.
Hey, see,
Yeah, not that character, but the Muggsy character,
oh,
which is a more not nasally kind of guy, you kind of guy in comparison to Bullwinkle. Bullwinkle's a slight twitch to get to that voice, but Muggsy was like, "Hey Rocky, do you think we can?" It's basically it's still Rocky Bullwinkle kind of thing,
yeah.
but it would probably gravitate towards that.
It kind of reminds me my Mike Tyson turns to Jay Leno.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
yeah,
I see what you're doing. I need to eat some Doritos.
yeah.
So the name I drew, I'm sorry guys. Next week, Slender Monk. Fuck, damn it. Slender Monk is up. Yeah, you son of a. All right. So Slender Monk is the person. Sal, thank you for shouting out new. All right, and then do you have anybody that we're gonna raid?
Wow. Who could we go raid? Would you
No.
prefer to? Well, if we wait another 10 minutes, technically nap time will be streaming, so we could always raid her. But would you prefer a cosplayer
Up to you.
or a voice actor? I'm asking chat.
Voice actors are pretty cool.
A voice actor or a cosplayer? What would you prefer? Based on, because I'm looking at the channels that I follow right now.
Yeah.
So I see a cosplayer and I see a voice actor.
I wish I could cue the Jeopardy music right now.
Well, there's also the delay too, right?
Yeah. Right, right. I mean, I could throw up my just chatting cosplay. Nap time says cosplay.
Okay, let me double check that they are actually running. I'm
Halloween
looking up
month,
their
that is
stream.
true. But yeah, thank you for man, all the awesome answers and the stories. This was awesome, man. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having it. I appreciate you
Of course,
asking me
man.
to come do this. Oh, I'm running into an ad, so I don't know. Hold on.
Let me see for the. So I have a couple bags here. So I've got one that's blank entries. So that's I just write down names. I have maybes on here. So like these are people that are like I'm tempted to do it, but not really.
Right.
And then I've got the yeses, and I literally have two names left. And I think that's kind of perfect because October 28th is my birthday, and I have one lined up. But I've literally had to. I asked this person specifically for my birthday, and then I think there's 3 weeks until then, so these two interviews will fall right in line for the leading up into the birthday.
She is wrapping up her stream, so no point of rating her because
Yeah.
she's going to be gone in about 2 minutes.
Mm.
So let's see. What is this person doing? Okay. Let's go visit Earl.
All right.
He is currently playing Final Fantasy 14 and he's just creating characters. But I met him through Cersei. I don't know if you're familiar with Earl. Earl Be Good.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah. He if anybody has ever played the Tomb Raider games, he is the voice of Jonah. Uh, but yeah, he's a cool guy.
If
And
you
so if you want to raid him,
Yeah, go ahead and put
that
his
would work.
name in chat. I'll copy it, and then we will be on our way.
Okay.
Actually, I gotta do that there. There we go. Thank you. All right, we're gonna go here. I thought you were gonna ask me if I was familiar with Cersei. I'd be like, come on, come on, that's a
Well,
yes.
she's not streaming for another hour.
Yeah,
I kind of keep track of everyone's schedule.
yeah. I don't really have a schedule. I'm like super chaotic. I'm just like I'm gonna be on later, or
Yeah.
whenever. All right,
Yeah.
guys. I will see you later. I will be back at 9 with Red Trash Panda. But until then, I will see you guys later. All right. Ooh.